pounds, get out of shape. But with WCC play looming, that shouldn't be the case. These guys should be ready to go.
Chet Holmgren's ready to go, isn't he, Richard?
Yeah, he's been ready since the year started, but we're starting to see a guy continue to improve. Look, there's a lot of adjectives to describe a guy like Chet Holmgren. The unicorn is becoming the most frequently used, and we really saw what that meant the other night against Northern Arizona. 20 points, really efficient, right out of the gate, early in the game, pull-up three. You saw him be more assertive from behind the arc. 10 of 30 coming into the night, 3 of 5 against Northern Arizona, and then defensively, we've seen that all year, but what we don't talk about frequently enough is what that allows for Gonzaga to do in transition. They had 20 points against Northern Arizona, and his vision, just the block shots. But now we're seeing more and more of the offense, and he's a very good facilitator, got a great feel for the game. He's really rounding out here as we get into league play.
Boy, that block, the pass forward, the easy bucket, makes basketball look so easy, this guy named Chet Holmgren. Okay, Anton Watson, Dan, playing as well as anybody right now.
Yeah, some guys are all about winning. I would put Anton Watson in that category. It goes back to his days at Gonzaga Prep, back-to-back state tournament, titles. All he cares about is what can I do to help my team in the win-loss column. He's battled injuries his first 2 years. He's put it all together this junior season where he's scoring it in addition to the rebounding, the defense, the leadership. The last 4 games where they've been 3-1, 76% from the field, almost 12 points a game. He is primed and ready to go with WCC play looming.
Zags, game number 13, trying to get to win number 11, and then it's off to West Coast Conference play. We'll get you today's starting lineup. The tip-off, it's matinee basketball in Zagville. And welcome back to snowy Spokane. And when I call this place frigid, it is colder than cold gets normally in the inland Northwest outside that building. A beautiful scene there as we are now into the post-Christmas era of the 21-22 season. Here is today's starting lineups brought to you by Numerica Credit Union. Blackman, Brim, Youngblood, Chapman, Forrest. All you need to know is that they can really defend and they can really shoot the 3-ball. Nemhard, Strother, Bolton, Timmy, and Chet Holmgren, the starting 5 for head coach Mark Few. The Zags now 10-2 on this season. Tony Pujol in his 4th season actually, the head coach at North Alabama out of the ASUN, the Atlantic Sun Conference. There is Coach Few. I know he spent Christmas with the holidays. The team traveled on Christmas a year ago, so a different Christmas for his program this year in his 22nd season. Keys to the game, guys, brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
Take care of the basketball. North Alabama, one of the best in the country at forcing turnovers, almost 19 a game.
You've got to guard the 3-point line. This is a team in North Alabama that gets up nearly 30 a game, make better than 10 of those a night. Shoot 35% from three. That's where they will do their most damage, behind the 3-point line.
Okay, here we go. We are underway. Spokane, Washington, McCarthy Athletic Center. Game number 13 on the schedule for the mighty ranked number 4 Gonzaga Bulldogs. There's Bolton, Nemhard with the defense right there up under, and there's our first whistle. And an extra little nudge from Nemhard at the end. Foul called on C.J. Brim.
North Alabama, they will foul. Averaging about 18 a game coming in. They're very aggressive. So the dance key, you've got to fight through that physical play, take care of the ball. If you can do that and attack the rim, you're going to get the whistle.
Well, a lot of it is those fouls because they've got depth. They're willing to play 11, sometimes 12 guys a night. 9 guys average over 5 points per game, so plenty of minutes to go around for North Alabama.
9 on the shot clock. Bolton repost Timmy. Drew steps in, missed the shot, tipped back, and controlled by Purple.
First possession there, no double coming at Timmy. He's got to recognize that. Take his time and get a better look.
This is Brim. And off to Blackman, and now they swing the ball. 12 on the shot clock. Into the corner. To the post against Holmgren. Good defense, shot missed, Damian Forrest. Holmgren leads the break. Here's Nemhard, top 3, good.
Big shot for Nemhard. He's had some ups and downs as far as shooting it from beyond the arc this season, but that's a good sign.
And there's the poke away, Bolton. And the flush at the other end, a 5-0 start for Gonzaga.
Quickness in the passing lane leads to that steal and a dunk. It's interesting, though, that's only his 3rd steal on the season. As good as he is defensively, he doesn't take a lot of chances. He does a great job of staying between man and basket.
This is Youngblood. Step back on Strother. That shot somehow found space in the rim. Falls through. 5-3.
Youngblood shoots 5% from 3. Nice little step back. Is easy jump hook, high-low. Timmy, you can do that all day when he gets that kind of position.
You've got great position, but the spacing on the floor, there was no place for the double to come quickly.
Youngblood again. He banks that one through over Strother.
Wow.
Well, look, 51 of his 64 shots this year for Youngblood come from 3.
And Julian the other answer. As he knifes his way into the lane, Gonzaga leads at 9-6.
This is the pace Gonzaga would love to play. Get up and down. Don't let North Alabama get set defensively, which is where their physicality, in particular on the perimeter, can create a few problems.
And Bolton a bit out of control at the other end, but boy, is he lightning in the open court. Take a moment to say hello to the friends of the program, the Wolves and the Geese, down there enjoying the warm temps in Cabo. Watching us right now on the stream. Hello, guys. Happy holidays. Zags are good. Newsflash, breaking news. Get the stinger.
Insight today.
And another foul called. This will go against Isaac Chapman, a junior from Cordova, Alabama. You've got to be careful because, Dan, that's Alabama. There is a Cordova, Alaska as well. But that
Only
would
been
be
to
AK.
Alaska one time. That was a great Alaska shootout in 01. Gonzaga lost to a great Marquette team led by Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, that was the tip-off classic. Actually, the Great Alaska Shootout, right? There's
the Great Alaska Shootout.
Jamari Blackman missing. Offensive rebound up. Missed by Forrest. Actually, that's number 35, Pop Cisse. And now Holmgren. Richard called him the unicorn. Missed inside. Rebound cleared by Youngblood.
Everything but the finish. I think the more assertive Holmgren is, that the better that makes this team offensively.
Yeah, I think a lot of his turnovers early in this season have been due to his unselfishness, trying to make plays for others.
Cisse. Oh, halfway down and squirted out. Here's Strother. Zags fast in the open floor. Strother missed the shot. Long rebound in the corner to Brown.
That's a tough play there. Basically going 1-on-4.
Brown from 16. Cisse poked it out. Back to Brown. Reset. And now Youngblood, quick trigger off the front of the rim.
That is a quick trigger. He's had no space. The 3 attempts, knocked 2 of them down.
Familiar to you, Dan? Here's Timmy.
Hey, shoot or shoot.
That's right.
This team is full of shooters. They average around 30 threes per game, make about 10. So they've got the green light all across the board.
Timmy sacrificing his body in the corner. Bolton missed the 3. Zags now open this game 4 of 10 shooting. North Alabama 2 of 9. There's Blackman, screen set by Cisse. Blackman got all the way in there, blocked from behind by Timmy. Bolton, the deflection. Right to Blackman, 5 on the shot clock. Blackman scores. And before that shot, North Alabama was 0 for their last 7. And Bolton, man, is he electric. He's as fast, I think, from one end of the floor as the other that Gonzaga's produced. North Alabama loves the 3 ball. The Zags know it. Defending it well right now, 9-8. And welcome back. Tonight's fan trivia question brought to you by Arby's, your delicious neighborhood meat crafter. Stop by Arby's today. Arby's, we have the meats. What is Gonzaga's record on December the 28th? 10-0, 21-5, 27-9, 19-8. And I guess the question I have right now is, whoever's compiling that kind of statistic needs a job. I mean, who's got the kind of downtime to go back from December 28th for the last 30 years to see if Gonzaga's played on this date?
Thanks, Greg. I was trying to help the team out, and this is my turn this week to come up with the question.
Yeah,
so
keep swinging, Richard. Keep swinging.
God, first he makes fun of your unicorn comment.
Oh, I didn't make fun of it.
I know. It's kind.
I thought we were still in the joyful Christmas spirit, Greg.
Must have not got him what he wanted for Christmas.
Jeez, wow. I didn't realize you guys had such soft skin and thin.
Tender hearts, buddy. Not
Tender, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that the word we're going with in 2022? Of course, we're not quite there yet either, are we?
Almost. Last game here at home here.
It's hard to believe. There's Blackman. Good defense by Nemhard.
Great ball pressure.
Timmy Bolton not on the same page.
Yeah, Timmy thinking Bolton's going to come off for a little dribble handoff. Instead, Bolton back cuts. A little confusion, turnover.
First turnover against Gonzaga. In fact, it's the first turnover for Gonzaga since in the last 25 minutes plus. Have to go back against Northern Arizona. Tied at 11 with that three.
Wow, 37% from behind the arc. Does a good job inside defensively, but can stretch it on the offensive side.
And that pass from Salas, too tall for Timmy. And now North Alabama can take the lead.
Salas, take an extra dribble, improve your angle on the baseline. If the front stays in that front defensive position, you might be able to turn the corner.
To the post, and the travel by Papa Cisse, freshman from Senegal.
As Howell just steps out. Timmy a little late. Maybe he can knock it down. 5 threes attempted so far for North Alabama. They're going to continue to take those shots.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if you see close to 43-point attempts. I mean, with the size differential in Holmgren, nearly four blocks a game, it's kind of path of least resistance. Nice finish there on the interior from Holmgren.
Jets first bucket. Gonzaga back in front, 13-11. Pass way too high. Drew Timmy to Bolton. Back to Drew. One dribble. Lay in off the glass.
His ability moving up the floor to catch it, gather it, and just his feet. I mean, that's a great example of how good his feet are. Plenty of congestion around the ball. Still able to get through it and get to the layup.
Daniel Ortiz trying to use the glass. Hunter Salas the rebound. Gonzaga with numbers. And there's the poke and a foul called on Datalian Brown, a freshman from Chicago, Illinois.
Here's Timmy. Eyes up. Bolton can't quite make a play on it. Just drops it back off, and you just see his ability with traffic to get through it.
5 fouls on North Alabama as a team. There's Anton Watson checking in for Gonzaga. So did Nolan Hickman. Here's Hunter Salas. Watson on the post. 10 on the shot clock. Oh, ducked his way in. Earned it back. And now a chance for 3.
And maybe he missed the easier of the 2 attempts.
He upgraded.
Sticks with it. Yeah, he upgraded.
Missed the gimme.
Himself to the free throw line. Great patience.
Well, the split there through that defense.
Anton Watson. And you guys pointed him out, of course, in our open, playing great basketball this season. Is it just maturity, or is he just finally healthy?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, some guys, it takes a little bit longer to fully acclimate to the next level of basketball that you're playing at. There's a nice finish by Ortiz, who leads them in scoring off the bench as a freshman. But to Watson, he had a summer where he didn't have to worry about rehabbing an injury. He could just worry about getting better.
Holmgren long on the 3, long rebound to Nemhard. That bucket a moment ago by Ortiz ended a 7-0 run for Gonzaga. Shot by Salas, never got to the rim. Howell, a little loose on the dribble. And now Susi takes it back. He drives, and the putback is good. Damian Forrest jumping out of nowhere for the putback.
They missed Holmgren on that strong side. Salas swung it just a little too soon.
Here's Nembhard. Watson double team is there. A lot of contact, no whistle. Again, yes. Some whistle.
They're very
Finally
aggressive.
The whistle.
Very aggressive on their double. They're really trying to sandwich you on the low block. And that's a good example right there.
17 fouls against the Lions. Crashing the boards. 3-point game in Spokane.
That's enough.
You didn't even bother to go back.
I've already proved the point.
21-5. It's been a good day, December 28th. There's Anton Watson. 1 of 2 from the floor. 1 from the free throw line. He settles back in. And he'll earn a second. I love Anton. He's 90% of the time he's expressionless. He just goes out and does his job every game. Every once in a while you'll see some emotion from him. And there's the turnover. Double dribble.
No, he's even killed. I think this, I think he's fairly reflective of this group. This is a group that doesn't get too high, too low. They've been steady all year.
Strother fighting through. He's got the basketball. Here's Timmy.
Nice repost.
They were working on that today at the shoot-around. Part of the plan. Watson can't convert inside. Ball out of bounds, and it goes to the Lions.
Well, a lot of times that's one way that you can attack a double team on the low post. Quickly kick it out, get the defense back in rotation, post lower, and then re-enter it. Nice recognition.
There's Youngblood. He gets it off quick. Strother's got to watch him. The drive. Good defense by Julian. Nolan Hickman right there on Ortiz. Ortiz with a drive. Timmy there. Met him at the rim. Loose ball. Grabbed by Forrest. 1 on the clock, and they won't get it off. Good defense, Gonzaga.
That's what Forrest does, though. Better than 2 offensive rebounds a game. Leads this ball club in rebounds. You've got to find him when the shot goes up. He does a nice job of just getting this North Alabama team second opportunities on their offensive end.
6 turnovers now against the Lions. This is the second team this year that Gonzaga's played out of the ASUN. Merrimack, also part of the Atlantic Sun Conference, as Timmy fighting for points inside. Will have to earn them at the free throw line. Or Bellarmine, I'm sorry.
Bellarmine was a fun game to call.
Not Merrimack.
Their execution on the offensive end was great.
Yes.
Merrimack was a very good test to get them ready for conference play for Gonzaga, I feel, because of strictly zone. That was a weird game because it was 100% zone and it was a pressure extend out zone. I think, a lot of people get frustrated at times with Gonzaga's non-conference. You played a very difficult schedule with those 5 ranked opponents.
Andrew Nembhard probing. Missed the jumper. Poked by Watson twice to Drew Timmy off the glass. It falls off. And finally controlled by Jamari Blackman. Blackman right at Hickman through an elbow. Oh! The tip jam does not go for Cisse, but a foul is called against Gonzaga.
Wow, what a sequence. Nice strong drive here. Strother comes over with the block. Don't see that all that often. Cisse nearly with the end one putback.
Top Cisse. And I got a few text messages. So Barrett Henderson, the great SID of Gonzaga, is actually the guy that's digging out all these numbers for us. That is the job of the sports information director. But, you know, I didn't want to say that, you know, Barrett doesn't have a real job, because he does. He does all of this work for us.
He's trying to throw shade at Richard.
Yes, I was just trying to be funny. Of course, Barrett Henderson is the guy responsible, as Timmy now will go to the free throw line. And Drew been really active for Gonzaga here in the opening minutes. First 10 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 3 from the floor and a rebound.
You think you've dug yourself out of the hole completely?
I hope so.
Okay,
Do you think?
Maybe I'd give Barrett a name drop in the second half and try to make sure.
I better send him some flowers. Here's Timmy. Drew his first miss from the line, 2 of 3. Ouch. Cisse down to the floor hard, and he traveled. And he looks at the official like, come on, that hurt, and I get a travel?
I've never understood that rule. I go get the rebound. There's contact, which you don't call as the official, which leads me to hit the ground.
Yeah.
And one of my feet goes up. Now that's a violation on me.
Timmy. And he traveled. Oh. So Drew just tossed the ball over to the official. The official wasn't looking. Bit of a stare down. 9:28 to go. Gonzaga up by 5, and now the ball is kicked. It's a matinee game. We're going to see strange things today, right?
Yeah, this is a trip. I keep wanting to say tonight and this evening. And
Blackman. Long rebound. Youngblood beat Hickman to it, but can't save it. So it'll be Gonzaga basketball, 9:15 to go. 9 fouls now against North Alabama, 1 against GU.
Well, we told you they'd foul. Gonzaga's done a nice job of just playing through some of this contact.
Strother.
He can score on all 3 levels. Dan, you've talked about it quite a bit throughout this season. It's not just the 3-point shot. He can get to the rim, and he's starting to get that in-between game going as well.
Blackman turned it over, picked up by Watson. Here's Julian right to the rim.
Impressive finish, but, you know, more to your point, Richard, is I was at a practice earlier this season, and Julian tried to come off a corner pick and roll, make a pocket pass. Coach Few stopped practice and essentially set his role for the season. Run the floor in transition, shoot threes, get to the paint, and shoot your floater. He has taken that message and run with it and gotten off to a great sophomore season.
North Alabama with the ball and a timeout with 8:27 to go here in this first half. All right, we're going to take a timeout as well. Anton Watson, everybody can run for Gonzaga. Strother the finish, he's got 6. Zags up by 9. Time for today's Floss of the Game, brought to you by Delta Dental. We're on a mission to help make Washington State 100% cavity-free. To learn more, visit cavityfreewa.com, brought to you by Delta Dental of Washington. Proud supporters of Healthy Smiles in your Gonzaga Bulldogs. Hey, they're having a blast. What a treat it is.
I'm kind of digging
Weekday
it.
matinee
I'm
game.
kind of digging this. 2 o'clock.
Yeah, right. You just get out of bed about 12:30 or so.
I got up early. I got up early at 11:30.
Nice.
Yeah. I just wanted to. I thought if I got up a little early, I could just attack the day. So, what time do you get up? You're probably nuts. Like 4 o'clock, Greg. You're a 4 o'clock guy. Just get up.
4 a.m. Yeah, I'm up. Get a workout in. You know, a nice little protein breakfast.
How's the diet going? You mentioned
a little meditation. I get my morning meditation in. You know, maybe a little laundry. Study the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and then head off to work. Here we go. Way more than you want.
That was in-depth scouting report of what your prep is.
Well, I know I was a shoot-around today. Shot from the corner. Look at the arc on that. Rainbow from number 34, Dallas Howell.
Second one of the night for Howell. got to stay attached to that three-point line. You can't overhelp on that dribble penetration if you're GU.
Strother has to bring the catch in. Holmgren up to get the rebound, but Daniel Ortiz with it. Ortiz. Holmgren can guard the ball.
Yeah, there's that unicorn stuff. Just keeping Ortiz in front.
Cisse has it stripped, and Nembhard. Oh, what a play. Andrew Nembhard. Cisse 6'10". Nembhard took the ball away.
When you bring the ball down as a big
trouble.
A guy like Nembhard's going to get it from you. Good post entry, and he puts it down, and Nembhard's waiting for it. Nice defensive first half here for Nembhard. Has a steal, the block shot, been active with his ball pressure.
And now at the line. His first free throw of the game is up and good. Andrew now with 4 points. 8 turnovers in their last 17 possessions now for North Alabama. Those numbers provided by the great Brock Salzman. Offensive rebound, Strother bangs in the corner for the three from the corner, 29-19.
Great job digging out an extra possession there. And then Strother, quick trigger.
Here's Blackman, step back, 16-footer. Holmgren one-handed rebound, beat Cisse to it. And now Chet, as Cisse stopped the ball, good defense.
This matchup of Holmgren and Cisse,
interesting, isn't it?
Two extremely tall, long players. I mean, they both could be introduced to the weight room and the training table.
Here's Holmgren, step through, and the flush.
That
wow
is balance. You feel the contact from the defense. You're balanced, you spin off it. And the length allows him to finish with the two-hand dunk.
CJ Brim. Strother chasing, Holmgren there to help. Cisse can't handle the pass. It's a 10-3 run for Gonzaga. Bolton. Timmy on the post. Throw it over. Drew into the corner. Nembhard open three is short. And rebound cleared by number 34, Howell.
It's a great look, though, from Timmy. Off that low post catch.
Six minutes to play first half. Blackman bumped by Nembhard. Nembhard stands his ground. The deep three by Ortiz is off. Andrew Nembhard into the corner. Holmgren, three on the way. Here's Ortiz. He lost it out of bounds. Another turnover. That's the 10th now against North Alabama.
North Alabama on the year does a decent job taking care of the ball. Less than 14 a game. And it's been a tough first half here. A lot of these turnovers are just unforced right there. A little overeager on the drive. You don't need to try to force the issue. Nembhard's there. You've got Holmgren on the weak side. Pull it out. Try to get something through your offense.
Tony Poolhole over there not happy with something. Still talking with the official. Strother.
Oh, wow. Wow.
A chance for three. Julian Strother now into double digits with 11. Chance to make it 12.
Little hesitate and go after he comes off this down screen. But then the finish through contact. It's just, we've talked about it throughout the course of the games that we've broadcast this year. Last year, he would have had chances had Gonzaga not been on a historic run.
Yeah, he certainly was
undefeated.
good. He was good enough as a freshman to contribute, but you look at the guys in front of him, it was just not going to happen.
Yeah, you were not going to take minutes away from Kispert and Ayayi a season ago. He did a really good job of understanding and getting his game right for the opportunity this year.
Here's Holmgren. Roger Bolton with the bump. Oh, Now he just got called for a flop.
I don't like that call from the officials, not just on that play, but this throughout the season. Bolton falls to protect himself from maybe landing on an opponent's foot there, spraining an ankle.
But there was contact.
I thought there was contact.
There was contact.
But that's not a flop to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There was contact.
Calm down.
I mean, you got to
get excited about something, Richard.
you're
Usually
out
it's Greg that's excited about everything.
Yes, well, I'm an excitable guy. But, like, you got to be able to sell a foul a little bit, right?
Yeah, I don't mind the flop rule. You don't see quite that often.
Well, there were obscene flops prior.
Right.
And that's what they were trying to legislate out of the game.
Nice pass.
Watson. Ooh, good defense as Forrest went up in the air to meet him at the high point. 4:35 to play first half. Now watch, there's a bump.
Yeah, there's definitely contact.
But that's not a flop.
That's selling a foul.
Well, he just fell down because the guy ran into him.
Yes.
Here's Holmgren. Spin to the middle. Good defense. Left-hand jump over. Wow. Go.
That's great defense from Forrest. Cuts him off, makes him shoot over his body. But Holmgren's ability to not only gather himself, get his feet under him, but he can score with either hand once he gets inside that 8 feet.
Here's Brown. Backs it out. 10 on the shot clock. He may have slid that foot. Susi inside. Holmgren of the block. Foul call. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 3:58 to play first half. Gonzaga leading North Alabama 39-19. And welcome back. Gonzaga coverage of the game brought to you by Primera. Primera, proud partner of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And it's Chet Holmgren, gentlemen. Poetry in motion.
Just carrying it over from the Northern Arizona game. Just aggressive, assertive on his catches. And you see that the entire skill set, able to go over either shoulder right there, keeps his balance, gets the defender around his hip, and with that length is able to finish with the dunk. It's been a nice first half for GU generally, but for Holmgren, 3 of 6 from the field, Dan, but 0 of 2 from 3. But I like the threes he's taking. He needs to take those shots when he's open. He's too good from behind the arc, and teams have to be able to. Teams need to respect that he's going to shoot that shot. It opens up his ability to put the ball on the floor.
Well, Holmgren, those 6 points that you highlighted, but also 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and I think he's got 2 blocks.
When he's altered,
everything.
4 or 5 others. I mean, and it's not just when you think about a guy altering shots. It's not just him going up for the shot block and a guy missing it. It's just his presence. We've seen how many quick layups taken by North Alabama that under normal circumstances, those guys would be more comfortable really taking their time trying to finish. They're so concerned about getting up before he can make a play. That's effectively altering that play from Holmgren.
Or they're shooting it from 14 rather than 8.
Right.
Thanks.
We agree.
Here's Holmgren. Julian Strother. 12 on the shot clock. Watson. Holmgren being held inside. There's the catch. Open shooter. Hickman from 16 near the horn. They use every millisecond. Connect.
Great awareness by Hickman. That one dribble pull-up has kind of become a lost art to a lot of college programs in particular because of the focus on analytics, threes, paint touches, getting to the free throw line. But that's shows you the skill set of Nolan Hickman.
You used to love that.
It's a great shot.
8 on the shot clock. Here's Ortiz. That rimmed out. Rebound by Bolton. Smallest guy on the floor. Hickman, no look. Anton Watson drives. And that's off of Holmgren. North Alabama basketball. 41-21. Julian Strother leading Gonzaga with 12. And guys, I know you used to do this when you played here too. At the end of every shoot around the practice prior to a game, Gonzaga ends it by shooting half-court shots. And look, just an amazing number of tremendous shooters throughout the years for this program. Julian Strother is by far the best at the half-court shot that Gonzaga's ever produced. He hit like 6 in a row at one time.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Exactly. He is the best half-court shooter the team's ever produced.
I mean, we had the 60 years worth of stats for the other question.
How come Barrett doesn't have those numbers?
Yes.
These are the things you learn when you go to shoot around. Here's Brim, 8 feet away.
He's guilted us 3 or 4 times now today for not going to shoot around this morning.
Yeah, ball tipped out of bounds.
Told you I got up early today, 11:30.
Guys, since 11:52 in this first half, the Lions have scored just 2 field goals since 11:52.
Well, they've been
Gonzaga's defense.
They've been really uncomfortable, and I think Gonzaga's done a better job of staying attached to the three-point line on when North Alabama gets the ball inside the three-point line. They're not chasing this Hickman. I think that was that blocked?
Yeah, Youngblood. So it's Gonzaga ball, 16 seconds on the shot clock, 2:02 to play in the first half. And if you're connected at all to the program, you probably already heard that the next game for Gonzaga has been postponed as Watson with the muscle staying with it and scores, but it's been postponed down at San Diego. So the game on the 30th is off. Gonzaga will not be heading south tonight.
I'm sure, unfortunately, you're going to see a lot of cancellations in the next couple weeks due to COVID. The hope, though, is that coaches, athletic directors can all be fluid and try to get as many games rescheduled as possible. Nolan Hickman, nice attack and finish.
Hickman now with 4. Blackman, tough pass, finally controlled by Damian Forrest, and now C.J. Brim with the basketball. 10 on the shot clock. Little runner won't go. Holmgren clears it. And Chet, a lot of contact there by Damian Forrest. But again, Chet did a good job of selling that contact. And because of it, we'll head to the free throw line.
Well, he gets ahead of steam going. And I think this is when Holmgren,
yeah,
got his arm up there a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
But Holmgren, when he's on the move, whether it be transition or even in the half court, when they can get him coming off of either a pin down so he can roll into the lane or a cross screen, and that defender's not attached to him, he's unstoppable because he's so skilled and able to go over either shoulder, can step out, so on and so forth. But you know, when you're trying to get him the ball in a low block, that's still a challenge given his lack of strength.
Well, I think for him in pick and roll situations, when he catches it on the move, that's where he's best.
Right. I like him rolling in those situations more than I like him popping out to the three-point line.
Boy, look at the arc on that shot by Dallas Howell. Things well over the shot clock. Nembhard, little soft spot, missed the runner. Offensive rebound by Hunter Salas. And Hunter now headed to the free throw line.
First guard off the bench today was Hunter Salas. You know, he's still learning his role and how different it is from the high school level where he was a big-time scorer, McDonald's All-American, to now trying to find and earn minutes. He's doing it on the defensive end. He's doing it on the offensive glass like we just saw him, and then being opportunistic with cuts. I know the staff has shown him a lot of clips on Joel Ayayi from the last couple of years because Joel was one of the best I've seen in recent memory of moving without the basketball and creating opportunities.
He scored his first NBA points last night, I believe. Joel Ayayi.
That's awesome. Good for him. Corey Kispert had 20
the
other night at Madison Square Garden.
We knew that would happen. At least I did. Blackman, 9 on the shot clock, about 2-second differential. Long rebound earned by Cisse. And now Blackman down the lane, a little scooper. The scoop run shot goes, and now Salas with the heave. Should have found Julian Strother there. I'm just telling you, that's his shot. 47-25. How about this finish by Jamari Blackman?
Good awareness with the clock and just gets it up quick.
And Holmgren.
Yeah.
Awareness of where number 34 is.
Where's the tall guy?
Well, Gonzaga hit 17 of 36, 47%. North Alabama 9 of 31, 29%. We're at the halftime, a matinee afternoon basketball game for number 4 Gonzaga. They lead North Alabama. Come on back. We're live from the McCarthy Athletic Center. And welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center. We're at the half, 47-25. The score, Gonzaga ranked number 4 in the nation, 10-2, leading the Lions of North Alabama and martial arts. Enjoying it here at halftime. That looks like fun. I got to learn some of that. Okay, guys, saw a lot of good things. Broadly speaking, what'd you like, Dan?
Well, I like the fact that they took care of the ball. North Alabama forces almost 19 turnovers a game, only 4 in that first half. I thought they did a really nice job in that area.
And Richard, you love Julian Strother.
I do. He's just grown so much, and this is the first year we've been able to see what he could do. Plenty good last year, but he has taken it to another level, a 3-level scorer. You see right there that in-between game, that 1-2 quick dribble, able to get to that painted area, that little floater, and then transition. He's as good as anybody has, that GU has, able to get to the rim and finish. And just those extra plays, keeps the ball alive, gets rewarded with a 3-point shot on the wing. And here again, the drive, gets himself to the rim, able to finish through that contact. We talked about it, I remember the first game of the year, would he be one of their top 2 or 3 scorers? We all 3 of us thought he would. He has lived up to the billing on the offensive side of the ball. He's had a great year.
Guys, the Zags 3 of 11 from 3. And I know it got a little bit better the last few games, but it's still, the national pundits talk about Gonzaga's Achilles heel not shooting at 3. Is shooting enough, or do you have to make them? Is it about the threat, or is it about the result? You know what I'm asking?
Yes, you want to make them. You have to take them to make them. But I think what you have to understand if you're a Gonzaga fan is you don't have a dead-eye shooter like a Corey Kispert from a season ago. You're going to have to find guys each night out that step up. Tonight might be Strother's night. Tonight be somebody else.
The Gonzaga Halftime Report is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino. Join us at Coeur d'Alene Casino for a mouth-watering steak dinner, pampering spa treatment, or the hottest games around. Coeur d'Alene Casino, a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. Coeur d'Alene Casino, welcome home. God, the earth is beautiful when it's covered like that and all that snow. So beautiful. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Happy holidays. Zags are good. Chad Holmgren is awesome.
Yeah, he continues to just impress as a freshman. Richard spotlighted him in the open, called him a unicorn, which has been used a number of times in describing his game. He really impacts it in so many ways. Defensively, he comes up with block shots, 4th in the country in shot blocks per game. He alters more shots than are counted or really impacted each game, but on the offensive end, he continues to grow, whether it's putting the ball on the deck and finding angles, and with his length being able to spin around contact or elevate over contact with his length. He continues to show so many skill sets. It's fun to watch.
And the stats look like this, brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino. And you see the 3-point numbers, and I bring that up again because I just want to put a cap on the question that I asked a moment ago. Is it enough to be a threat from 3 to keep a defense honest, or is it about the math equation that a 3 ball's worth more than a 2? When we're talking about getting to the elite games in this season in the NCAA tournament.
Look, you're going to have to knock down the 3-point shot to get.
So make them.
Yeah, you're going to have to make the 3-point shot. But look, it's pretty evident. It's Bolton, Strother, and Holmgren. Those are the guys you're most comfortable with shooting the ball. Maybe you throw Hickman into that mix. They have to keep shooting the ball. And you made a good point, Dan, going into the break. The consistency's not there. We don't know. The next game could be Holmgren or Hickman or Bolton. It's not the same guy. It doesn't feel like it's the same guy every night out. But one of those guys needs to get going. But they have to keep shooting, because I do think the threat of the 3-point shot, particularly for a guy like Holmgren, is really important to the offense as a whole. You've got to spread that defense out, open things up, particularly for Timmy, but also for some dribble penetration.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question at all?
No, it does. I'm just in my mind. I'm
satisfied?
trying to figure this out because 3 of 11, obviously the percentage isn't great, but 5 of 11, the percentage is really good.
And they shot better.
So they're not that far from being really good. And so those 2 misses, are they enough not for this program not to reach its potential?
Look, they shot 40%. Better than 40% last 2 games. I think we saw a change in the quality of three-point shots. That's really what I focus on. You're going to miss shots, Dan. You know this better than either one of us. You're going to miss good shots. But if you take good shots over the long term, you're going to knock those down.
I know one thing's for sure. I've never taken a bad shot in the game of basketball.
You've never taken a shot.
That's exactly my point. Back in a moment. And welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center. Greg Heister and Richard Fox. We're going to take another timeout. We'll get the second half going between Gonzaga and North Alabama when we come back. 47-25 our score. All right, we're ready for the start of the second half. Number 4 Gonzaga, 47 North Alabama 25. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, Richard Fox. Strother led GU with 12 on 5 of 8 shooting, 1 of 3 from downtown. Holmgren 7 points, 6 rebounds. That doesn't tell the whole story for him, though. It never does. Rozier Bolton 7 points, 2 of 3 from the floor, and a couple of rebounds by the senior guard. Final tune-up before Gonzaga heads to the West Coast Conference schedule. That will be delayed by at least a game, as the game on the 30th against USD has been moved. So the final game now for the calendar year of 2021. And Richard will soon be into the eggnog. And Youngblood catch and shoot.
A couple early threes similar to that. Quick triggers in the first half.
Drew Timme out to Bolton. He fires a 3.
It's a pass, and credit Bolton for knocking it down, but we've seen that here throughout the game. Is Timmy's ability to read the defense and kind of read the floor and find the open guy on the perimeter.
Youngblood.
He wanted to shoot it.
Keep possession. He did. Let it fly. And a little runner in the lane by C.J. Brim. 50-30.
A lot of times if you're a little guy taking it in amongst the trees like Holmgren as a shot blocker, you have to have a different cadence to your footwork or a release point. That time of Brim, a nice job of keeping Holmgren off balance. But Gonzaga, such a good job. When they get scored on, they quickly get the ball in, down the floor, and they look for high-low actions. That's been a staple of this offense for years.
Yeah. Mark's always wanted to play fast, and you just get it out of the net. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But the last 5, 6, 7 years, it's been on a different level.
Drew Timme with 7 points. Now 3 of 5 from the line. Deep breath. Hits them both. Chet Holmgren a long way away. There's Youngblood. Catch and shoot off the front of the rim. Timme the rebound. Rebound number 3 for Drew Timme. There's Julian Strother. Big first half for the Zags. Handoff. Andrew Nembhard. And the handle on Andrew. And a whistle. As the defense a bit too stingy.
Yeah, Brim with the hold, trying to ward off Timme inside. That's a tough task. Tough task for Brim.
Timme. Jump hook. And rebound by Isaac Chapman. Here's Youngblood. He was 3 of 5 from behind the three-point line. He's in the paint now. Brim backs it out. Screen is set. Brim banged from behind by his own player, Forrest. Strother on the run out. Knocked to the floor by Damian Forrest. No intentional foul there.
We get a chance to take another look at it.
This is clearly an intentional foul. put his hand up in the back, left hand, and pushed him.
Well, at this point, I mean, they called the flop in the first half. You and I, Greg, have called some other games. The Pac-12 at WSU, there's been some interesting flagrant ones called and flops. I don't know what to think anymore sometimes.
Yeah, the lines are not clear anymore, are they? And that's the case with a lot of things these days.
I guess
but I'm staying positive.
Official deems it's a play on the ball. So
16 fouls now called against North Alabama. 53-30. Julian with 13 points. Peyton Youngblood, boy, that's a quick trigger.
Just goes up.
Little side dribble to the right. And he and Nembhard in a conversation on the way back down the floor.
It's like, I told you I was going to shoot it. I get one, go to in. I'm looking forward to every time I touch it. What is footwork?
Beautiful move by Drew Timme. Ran right into Chet Holmgren, though. And now he's wincing and holding that left thigh. Timme may have gotten him with a knee there.
It's not just the footwork. Timme has a little bit what the NBA is trying to get rid of it, but what you would most commonly kind of associate with Harden is he gets into his move and he almost puts his arms out, baiting you to try to strip the ball, and he's able to get up under guys' arms and create this the perception or the actual foul. He gets to the line so often, does a great job of that.
It's creating contact in a way that if there's secondary contact from a defender coming into you, it makes it look like a foul.
Drive down the lane. Holmgren affected that shot by Jamari Blackman. Andrew Nembhard, so cool under pressure. Strother's three is long. Rebound, Cisse. Julian now 1 of 4 from downtown. Not the normal energy in this building for a Zag game, is it? And Timme the push, and 2 free throws coming for Daniel Ortiz. Actually, that's CJ Brim.
A little isolation here, put Timme on an island. It's a little too quick, and that right hand's out on that left arm, and Brim does a good job kind of selling that contact, gets himself to the line.
That's a lonely place to be as a defender.
When
the floor is spaced like that and you're guarding someone quick with a handle.
I still get heartburn thinking about it.
That's all right. Have another eggnog. You'll be all right. Brim at the line. Good defense there to shut off Nembhard. Now Chet Holmgren. And a foul called by Isaac Chapman as the bench for the Lions was yelling and screaming, travel.
The ground that Holmgren covers in each step, it's like 8-10 feet. And then if you come to balance and do a Euro step, the amount of change of direction that you cover, thankfully I've never had to guard him. How would you guard him, Richard, as a big who
wave the white flag? Go ahead and say it.
I'd just say, please shoot the three. Stay out of the lane, buddy. I mean, no, realistically, if you want to be as physical as you can be with him, I think in those pick and roll situations, instead of, I wouldn't hedge with Holmgren. I would stay attached and try to drive him out, push that ball screen further up the floor.
Count the bucket. Foul called, a lot of contact out top and underneath. And now a chance for 3 for CJ Brim.
CJ Brim has been really active, putting the ball on the deck, trying to get to the rim here in the second half. We saw him attack, get fouled against Timme that time. Does the same in a pick and roll situation, finishes the 3-point play.
Foul called on Bolton, his first. 2 team fouls on Gonzaga this half. Here's Drew Timme. Cisse there. Deep three. Nembhard off the front. Timme with the tip.
He does such a good job. Timme does. He kicks it out. He doesn't look at it as if he's finished his job.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch the shot and see if it goes in. He sees Nembhard release it, and he tries to get inside position.
Bolton defending. Blackman backs it out. 7 on the shot clock. And now he picked up his dribble. Here's Brim. 2 to shoot. Step back off the front of the rim. He thought he was playing for the Portland Trailblazers there for a moment.
Oh,
Bounce,
what a pass.
Bounce. Nembhard from Timme. Wow. Not quite what we saw from Jalen Suggs a year ago, but it was close. And a deep 3 off the front. And a technical foul called on Drew Timme.
Because there was a flop warning in the first half,
yes,
the second one becomes a technical foul. Hopefully we get a chance to take another look. I'm sure our wonderful crew will bring it to us when we come back. Zags definitely pulling away.
And welcome back. That flop called on Drew Timme. I'll let the 2 basketball aficionados here debate on whether or not this one's a good call.
Well, in real time, I didn't think it was a flop. On second and third look, it's exaggerated, and it was a little delayed with the fall. You like the effort to try to get there, but then that acting just doesn't quite get it done for me.
Yeah, that's a flop.
But the first one on Rozier Bolton, right?
That was not a flop.
Yeah. So 1 of 2, 50%. If you're shooting threes, you're like, wow, really good. 6 different Zags with an assist in this game.
I think you're shooting for higher percentages as an official.
Well, you got to take what you can get, Richard. Last Gonzaga turnover, 9:32 left in the first half. 6 different Zags with assists in this game. There's so much fun to watch play basketball.
It is fun.
So at the line will be Jamari Blackman, a junior from Hoover, Alabama.
Do you guys ever go to a game just for fun and you're sitting wherever you're sitting, you're like, these seats just aren't quite good enough? That's what this has done. It's ruined going to a game. The seats are so good. And
I went to Garth Brooks. My wife and I went to Garth Brooks a few years ago when he came into town. We had the top row of the Spokane Arena, but it was a great seat because he was such a good performer.
Okay.
You don't have a...
Thanks, Dan.
That's along the lines of what he's talking about.
We'll do that story by candlelight next time.
Oh, my
Here's
gosh.
Dallas Howell.
Wow. Awkward silence.
Here's Brown. No, I love you. You know that. Come on. C.J. Brim. 10 on the shot clock. From the elbow, that shot is short. Picked up by Timme. Wow. Rozier Bolton.
Nice move.
Explosion.
I mean, his burst. I mean, he's quick all the time, but when he wants to put his foot down, I mean, he can get anywhere he wants to go with that quickness.
20 on the shot clock. Bolton defending the post right now. Size advantage, but they don't get the ball to Cisse. 10 on the shot clock. Italian Brown backs it out. He's going to go right at the freshman Hickman. Bolton there to help. Down the lane, and the left hand falls off. That would have been a bucket. Here's Watson. Turnover. That's number 6 in Gonzaga. 2.
Looks like a legit play there from Bolton, but you just see his body, his ability to control his body and his burst as we. Everyone thought this was out of bounds on North Alabama. Ends up being a turnover on Timme.
Yeah, the crowd and Drew Timme thought that the ball was deflected out of his hand, out of bounds. The official saying that Drew lost the grip and it rolled out of bounds. Corner 3 on the way is off, and Anton Watson now with it for GU. Here's Timmy.
Nice.
Salas blocked from behind. Possession arrow will keep it with GU.
Timmy's been spectacular today on his catches, finding his teammates, whether they be spotting up or right there. Salas with a nice back cut gets him the ball in position to try to make a play.
Here's Drew. 12 points in this game, 7 rebounds. Hickman. Bingo. Hickman, his first make from behind 3, 7 points.
Tremendous pass from Anton Watson. Typically, it's swing around the horn. They pre-rotated, did North Alabama. Watson recognizes it and swings it to Hickman directly.
Long rebound. Ended up in the hands of Daniel Ortiz, and he scores through contact. 66-37. Zags have hit 5 of their first 8 shots in this half. That's 62.5%. Timmy, quick move to the base. Here's Watson. Anton been working on the 3. That one short, and now the Lions will run. Transition 3 is off by Ortiz. Hunter Salas the rebound.
Nice pass.
Bolton.
You think about the luxury for GU. You know, you'd love for them to keep the turnovers down a bit, they being the post players, but Timmy, Holmgren, Watson, they all have such a good feel, and they can make plays for you with the ball in their hands. That's just such a rare thing to find at the college level, just to have one of those guys, let alone 3.
Look at Timmy and Cisse battling, and Timmy got frustrated and threw a shoulder in there. Anton Watson, 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Nolan Hickman from downtown, and then Watson, patience, Bolton, laying, Zags up big. Number 4, Gonzaga 68, North Alabama 37. Greg Heister, the great Dan Dickau, and the very tall Richard Fox. Around the West Coast Conference, basketball programs now on COVID pause include San Diego, Pepperdine, Santa Clara, the Gonzaga women, and the LMU women. And other news, Fusine Traore, the Player of the Week and Freshman of the Week honors for BYU. 13 points a game in those 3 games, better than 12 rebounds, and the free throw percentage. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this pans out, COVID-wise, and all of these pauses. I think we all had to expect coming out of Christmas break, when all the kids went home, all the players went home, that we would run into some of this.
Yeah, I don't think it's a surprise. You know, it's just a matter of how you adjust. And you know, Dan, you commented earlier in the game, just it's going to be very collaborative and cooperative within the conference in trying to reschedule some of these games, because you want to get them in if you can.
And North Alabama hanging tough in there on the glass. The Lions started this game 4 of 7 shooting the 3 ball. Since then, they're 1 of 14. Gonzaga defense, or have they just missed the range?
I think GU's done a good job of staying attached for the most part. I mean, they've left them open a handful of times, but for the bulk of the night, or rather the afternoon, they've been uncomfortable looks from behind the arc.
Ortiz missing the shot. Ben Gregg on the floor for GU now, number 33. Anton Watson to Hickman. Here's Ben Gregg. Hit a couple of threes his last time out. He's waiting for it. 7 on the shot clock. Hickman from the elbow. Doesn't get the bounce. And Hickman guessed right defensively, forced the ball out of Brown's hands. Howell for 3.
That thing goes way up there.
Unbelievable how high that goes. Hunter Salas. A little short. Hunter got back defensively, the strip.
And the length.
Ortiz is not sure what just hit him. He knows he's wearing number 10. Ben Gregg faked the three. Step through, shot up, and falls off. Watson the rebound, creates space and scores. Anton with 8.
10 rebounds, too, for Watson tonight. Another great effort on the glass.
Cisse. Ben Gregg trying to keep him out. Loose ball. Gregg on the floor, and he's tied up down there by Will Susi. Ben Gregg plays with a toughness.
They got a foul here.
Foul called on Susi. That's his third. Julian Strother checks in for GU. Hickman, quick three.
It looks good coming out of his hand. I mean, the percentage coming into tonight isn't great yet, 31, 32%. But you're comfortable whenever he looks to take that shot.
And the answer on the other end, Datalian Brown, freshman from Chicago. Brown, his first field goal. Here's Ben Gregg. Back to Strother. Anton waits for Strother to clear and then goes to the glass. Anton will shoot free throws.
But that right there shows the kind of growth of his game. He had the patience in the presence of mind to wait for that cut to go, kind of lull his defender to sleep, and then attack, gets himself to the line. Knocks down 2, it'll be another double-double. This is the first, but again, he's playing really well as of late.
Yeah, hasn't shot it all that well tonight, 3 of 9, but 10 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers. Been active defensively.
CJ Brim. Hunter Salas chasing. Anton Watson, the final line of defense. And the block. 9:10 to play.
Good rotation, good position initially.
Oh, nice job there by Will Susi to keep the possession. 5 on the shot clock. Brim wanting a screen. Doesn't use it. Now he's in trouble. Doesn't get it off. Shot clock violation gives it back to GU. 8:53 to play.
Well, they've got multiple lineups, Gonzaga does, where they can switch 1 through 4. There's even times they can switch 1 through 5. And when you get deep into a shot clock, that makes it even more of a philosophy that you're going to use.
Hunter Salas thought about the three. Great feed. Anton Watson. Little scoop pass. No look. Loved it. Watson now the double-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds. Foul called on Ben Gregg. That's big Ben Gregg. 6'10", 225.
This is at the end of the floor where he's going to keep growing. You know what he can do offensively, Greg. He's going to be a stretch big. He's got a good feel. You know, we've seen it in practice. He's got the ability to score with his back to the basket. It's this defensive side of the ball where he'll continue to grow and have more and more of an impact.
Caden Perry checks into the game for the first time. Chet Holmgren now back on the floor. Gregg and Watson out.
How about this lineup?
Yeah, I was
4
just gonna say
freshmen and then a sophomore in Strother who played limited minutes because of the depth a year ago. Think back to a lot of teams Coach Fuse had. There's been years he hasn't had 4 freshmen on the roster.
Salas corner, a little long. Perry earns the rebound. Holmgren from 15 falling away. Susi the rebound. He'll go right at Hickman, throw it up, it goes in, foul called Nolan Hickman, 7:56 to play. The 10-2 Gonzaga Bulldogs, ranked number 4 in the country, 75-43. Susie and the Lions still fighting in Spokane. And welcome back. Gonzaga Hoops play of the game brought to you by Multicare Health Systems. Stay in the game. Multicare's team of doctors, nurses, and specialists partner with you all season long. Drew Timme with the assist.
Well, you got to have some confidence to make that pass. Then you got to have the skill to be able to execute it. Timme has both. That was a great play in transition.
Guys, Gonzaga's field goal defense, 12 games, 8 of their opponents shot 30 to 39%. 4 of them got it over 40 to 46 tonight. Approximately 27% would be their lowest allowed this season.
Well, they being G have done an exceptional job of guarding without fouling. Only 7 fouls committed here in the game thus far for GU. And this is a team in North Alabama. They look to drive the ball aggressively. And Gonzaga's just done a good job of keeping their hands up and avoiding those silly fouls. This is only the 11th free throw of the night for North Alabama.
Susie missing that free throw, but the offensive rebound by Forrest, but then threw up a wild shot that doesn't go. Holmgren has it poked away by Susie, and the foul called on Will. He doesn't agree.
He tried to give Nolan Hickman a high five there. Susie did.
I think this North Alabama team's got some characters, man.
It's eggnog, man. It's total eggnog.
Youngblood has been having the time of his life, laughing it up, knocked down a few shots.
Jet short. The Lions with a chance. Blowing by Perry is CJ Brim.
Had a couple of those tonight. You just use that quickness and get it up quickly.
And speaking more on Gonzaga's defense as Salas gets inside, spins. We're going to count the bucket. We are. Hunter Salas with his first field goal. Now he'll shoot a free throw. But talking more Gonzaga defense, including this game, Gonzaga now at 37% field goal defense. Their best was during the 16-17 season when they were at 36.5%. So when we start talking about deficiencies and we talk about their three-point line and the ability to shoot it, their defense is as good as they've seen. Is that enough to make up the difference when you look at the issues
to a certain extent,
going deep in the tournament, right? Because everybody's got deficiencies. No perfect teams.
No, not at all. Last year, it seemed as if Gonzaga and Baylor were about as perfect a college basketball teams as we've seen. A nice finish there by Chapman, but you know, Gonzaga's rim protection on the interior with Holmgren is elite. Almost 4 blocks a game, and then you can't really count how many he impacts, making players think that he's coming over from the weak side.
Well, I think, Greg, to kind of touch on that, as you see Brown knock down the deep three, you just want to know that side of the floor is going to be there every night.
Yep.
Because you're going to have that game where you don't shoot the ball particularly well. So can you count on the defensive side being there on those nights? And I think this team is growing into that, where every night we're starting to see that consistent effort defensively. And Dan, to your point, having Holmgren there cleans up a lot of mistakes. I mean, they've had some great shot blockers here. They've not had someone at his caliber.
True. No, true.
I mean, as good as Collins was, I thought.
And Austin Day.
And Clark, Brandon Clark a few years ago. It's just different with Holmgren. It's not just his ability to block shots and alter shots, but he can also switch out, and he's about as effective a center as you'll see guarding smaller players on the perimeter.
Hunter losing the ball out of bounds, but some more on that 16-17 season that was so good defensively. That was with Big Shem and as you mentioned a moment ago, Collins.
Well, Shemek didn't have the block numbers, but what he had was he just protected the lane.
Yeah. You couldn't move him.
Well, you had Jonathan Williams as well. Yeah. Nigel Williams-Goss was a really good lead guard and defensively really tough. Matthew, that was just a great ball club. I mean, all the way
Let's
around.
not forget our guy Josh Perkins.
Yeah, Silas.
He
Nelson
could defend.
played, yep.
Ben Greg long on that 3 attempt. Saved there by Blackman. Picked up by Brim. And the charge called. Nolan Hookman standing right there.
The second time Hickman's guessed right. Didn't get the first time, but
Gets a smile and a fist pump from Coach View.
I like
Great
Nolan
read
Hickman.
and recognition.
he didn't smile very often, but that drew a smile from Nolan.
Awesome kid.
He's got a foundation.
Yeah, it's
He's
crazy.
been really influential in.
Uh-oh!
There we go. A great pass, Hickman to Caden Perry for the finish, but to stay on Nolan Hickman, he's been really influential in the Seattle area, mentoring younger kids, which is hard to believe. He was in high school. He started a foundation to be able to run a basketball camp and to be able to give back. Pretty cool.
He won't be 19 till May. I mean, this kid is 18 years old and already has his own foundation. Started it as a basketball camp, I believe, 4 years ago, and it's grown into, you know, a great way to give back.
Yeah, he possesses a rare level of maturity for a kid his age. And you see that in the way he plays, and obviously with that work off the floor.
Under Salas. As it deflected away, Hickman back to help defensively, and then losing it out of bounds is Isaac Chapman, who's got to be careful not to hurt himself. Turnover number 15 against North Alabama. Hickman leaves it for Caden Perry. The explosion to the rim like few have had in this program's history.
Great
Hops off.
Yeah. Oh, great screen.
You know, I watch that all the time. Setting the ball screen as the big, that's a lost art. Guys just don't set it all that often. They want to either fade, ghost it, or slip it right away. Set the ball screen. That's one of the best ways to get open as a big.
Matthew Lang, number 23 on the floor. Runner inside, drops it through. Crafty finish by the walk-on. Lang, a senior now out of Portland, Oregon. Drive down the lane. Bucket up and good. And then Salas with the answer at the other end.
So good in transition.
So Omar Figueroa, wearing number 5, scores again. He's 4 in the program, 4 on the game sheet, wearing number 5. Somebody got jersey number 4 dirty. Lang trying to go to the post. Turnover. 3:32 to play in Spokane. Final game of 2021 for the Zags. They're up big. And welcome back to Spokane. 3:32 to play. Number 4 Gonzaga leading at 86-59. Upcoming schedule now. Game against San Diego has been postponed, so we turn our attention to January 1st. Down in Los Angeles against the Lions. The 3 of us scheduled to be down there for that tilt. And then it's USF Pepperdine, and on 13th of January, BYU. But again, check in day to day on this schedule.
Yes, check in day to day. I think the best way to do that would be follow @SeasonsOnTheFly on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Greg's Twitter handle.
Oh.
He's got all the insight.
Yes, I'm loaded with it. And that shot short. Martinez Arlauskas, number 5 on the floor.
Figueroa has wasted no time. 3 minutes of play, 3 shots already taken. Made his first 2. Impressive.
Here's Lang. Arlauskas. Ooh, open. Ben Gregg. Jump hook. Shot was blocked by Forrest.
Just got a nose for the ball, does he? Salas, I mean.
Hunter with 8. And they battle for the rebound. It'll stay with North Alabama. 45th career game now for Matthew Lang. Arlauskas his 48th career game. A lot of minutes logged in practice. There's a shot from corner. Greg the rebound. There's Nolan Hickman. Nolan. Hickman now 3 of 4 from the three-point line.
13 points, just so smooth with the ball. Another game for Hickman with no turnovers either.
Will Susi fouled by Hunter Salas. Hunter doesn't agree. Will Graves, Joe Few coming into the game as Hickman and Salas. What a talented young pair that is. Headed to the bench for Gonzaga. Figueroa. Step back. Graves had the rebound. Gonzaga basketball. Well, guys, this Gonzaga now with 2 games that have been postponed due to COVID activities. First game against the University of Washington and now USD. How do you fill the void, right? Because practice is one thing, but really to get into game shape, stay in game shape, work on things, you need games.
Well, you're lucky you got a lot of talent at home. I mean, you talk about practice, but you can try to create a game-like situation in practice and get a good run in. But I mean, it's certainly challenging. But the reality is, no one feels sorry for you when everyone else is going through it. As Greg gets fouled, gets himself a couple free throws. I mean, you've just got to be nimble. You know, can you find a way to get a game you didn't have on the scheduled, you know, whether it be with somebody here on the West Coast or, and you know, Coach Few has demonstrated that ability over the last season and a half of just being flexible, finding a way to get games, and I suspect he's going to continue to do that as the year goes on, because this isn't the end of the COVID story. Certainly, when it comes to college basketball, we're going to see more and more over the next week or two, more and more games impacted.
Great rebound by Graves. Here's Joe Few, back to Graves. Yeah, I think we are back in the cycle now where the basketball schedules for a lot of teams are going to get turned upside down, and there are a lot of games not on the schedule now that will end up on the schedule before it's all said and done, which may mean some other non-conference showdowns for Gonzaga if COVID continues to wreak havoc on the league schedule.
I think coaches who are going to best handle a shutdown from opponents are going to be very active to find those opportunities, like you mentioned, even if they're out of conference,
and what you want
to keep them sharp.
And what you want to avoid is a shutdown with your program, right? You know, stay healthy at home as Arlauskas gets the A1.
Hey, there's the left hand.
And tough finish.
It was almost like a sigh of relief that the ball went in.
Just enough oomph on it.
And the pass from Joe Few on the money.
Yeah.
But I think keep yourself healthy. Give yourself the option to go play. You know, if you get shut down, you know, you've got to stay home.
Oh, a deep three by Few.
That brought a funny look from Dad, Coach Few over there.
Here's Brim. And another chance, Susi with it. And Susi will go to the line, fouled by Matthew Lang. 22 seconds to play. Listen, that's the era of basketball that we're in now, though. It's nothing when you turn on an NBA game to see guys shooting it from 40 feet. Yeah. All the young people, like, think about what it's going to be in 10 years when everybody 10 years old right now has been shooting it from 30 feet practicing.
Well, don't you think the lineup
every sport kind of ebbs and flows with, you know, the flavor of the month, the style at the time with how to play. Right now, Steph Curry has made such an emphasis on the ability to shoot it and skill that most kids want to play like that. They want to shoot the deep three. At some point, it'll transition back to a little post-up, and at that point, Richard Fox will love the game the way he did when he grew up.
This abomination I have to watch, 40, 53s in a game.
I miss guys like Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason. I miss those days. But is there a day coming as we tick down the final seconds where that three-point line is going to get extended even deeper?
I have to think, yes, you have to. That shot needs to be a little bit more challenging for these guys like Dickow. It's just too easy now.
Guys, Zags now 11-2 on the season. They are through the unofficial non-conference schedule. They head for the West Coast Conference schedule now. Does Mark Few have this team where they want it, where he wants it?
Well, look, you ask him that question, he's going to say no. But I certainly think that we've seen them grow over the non-conference slate. They had some great moments, some big wins, struggled against Duke down the stretch, struggled against Alabama down the stretch. You need those moments. And I think this team, we talked about it to start the year, Greg. How will this team grow over the course of the season? We've seen that already here in the non-conference. Guys that got more comfortable. Anton Watson's a great example. From where he was to start the year to the way he's playing right now, he's only getting better.
And Nolan Hickman and Julian Strother only getting better. You agree, Dan?
Yeah, they are. I think you've seen tremendous growth by a number of freshmen outside of Holmgren, which you expected to play at a high level. But at the end of the day, you're 11-2, moving into conference play. You're ranked top 5 in the country. Sit back and enjoy where this program's at.
Yeah, and again, this team is so versatile. And we are joined now by one of the most versatile players for Gonzaga this year, number 22, Anton Watson. Anton with 10 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, which I love. Man, you were dropping dimes. Anton, another great game. Congratulations. Tell us about it.
You know, we had a long break, and we just wanted to bring some energy. We got a lot of fans out here, not just students, but a lot of people just supporting. So, you know, we had to build our own energy and bring it and just show out tonight.
Anton, it seems like you're playing with a confidence, and that confidence is allowing the game to slow down for you as compared to a couple seasons ago. Is that attributed to a summer of not having to be in the rehab room and instead focus on your skills?
A little bit. It's just more my mentality and just my confidence, just getting better every day. I told myself I'm going to get better every single game and try to do more. So I think it's just a mental thing right now.
Anton, our A to Z rental player of the game. Anton, you guys will not be going to San Diego tonight or tomorrow whenever the charter was scheduled. Talk about that. Talk about the fact now that you got a couple of days here. Now, what does a guy do?
Just get in the gym and work. I know we're going to still have practices, so just not relaxing. I was through COVID last year. Yeah. We went through it the whole season, so there's going to be obstacles this year, and, you know, we gonna get better still.
Hey, Anton, this is just your third year in the program, the third time you've gone through one of these tough non-conference schedules. You know, you guys had big expectations coming into the year. How have you seen this group grow? We were talking about it to finish up the game. I'm interested from your perspective, where have you guys have gotten better and where do you think you guys may need to grow collectively moving forward?
We know this is a young team. We knew that at the beginning of the season, and, you know, we faced a little obstacles at the beginning, but I still have faith in this team. We got a lot of athletic dudes, a lot of talented dudes, and a good defense. That's the main thing, I think. If we carry on with our defense, I think we'll be unstoppable.
Leadership has always gone from one group at Gonzaga to the next. You seem to be moving into that role. Guys like Nolan Hickman, Hunter Salas, they seem to be following your lead. What's your message to those guys early in their careers?
Just keep getting better, man. It's going to be a grind through the winter, but every day just keep getting better. Come to practice ready, come to the games ready, no matter who you're playing. So, you know, they got that mentality already.
Anton, what was your favorite Christmas gift? Did you get one?
I got some new headphones, man.
Nice.
My brother got me some headphones, so
okay.
You know, for the plane rides, those are going to be nice.
Thanks for your time, Anton.
Yes,
Congratulations on another great game.
Yes, sir.
All right, Zags win it again, 93-63. Anton Watson, one of the stars. I love the fact that Mark Few, again, has another team where he's got a really solid 7 but he's got other guys that come off the bench in certain roles. When you need something in a game, he's got versatility sitting over there on the bench. Agree? Guys like Hickman and Salas, they can provide a role that might be very, very important down the stretch.
Yeah, if you traditionally look at how Coach Few has ran a rotation, it's shrunk in the in the conference, but a lot of these young guys, Hickman, Salas, they've put a great foot forward, allowing themselves to be a part of the rotation in league.
Gonzaga wins it 93-63. They are now 11-2 on the season. Happy New Year out there. We'll see you on January 1 live.